So there's a huge problem with the file system on iPadOS. In fact, file management has been one of the largest complaints from a lot of working professionals since the iPad came out. But one of the issues I've been dealing with lately is when using a third-party cloud service like Google Drive, or in my case, Dropbox. I use Dropbox for pretty much everything in my business. And on macOS, if you have the Dropbox app, you can access Dropbox in Finder, and it works just as if it was a normal folder, and it's always updating, always syncing. For the most part, I thought this was the same on iPad as well. You can add Dropbox to the Files app, but the issue is if you make changes to Dropbox on macOS, they do update in the Dropbox app, but they don't update in the Files app unless you dig through the folders and look for your changes yourself. An example would be a DaVinci Resolve library that I have in a Dropbox folder on my Mac, and I have it set to always be available offline. I can go to the Dropbox app on my iPad and I can see that those changes have been made. But on iPad, you can't use other apps to access Dropbox directly. You have to go through the Files app. And so if I make changes to a Resolve project, even though they're syncing to Dropbox, those changes do not update until I manually go into the Files app, go deep into the folder structure, and find those changes. It could literally go weeks without ever updating. But this issue only persists with third-party cloud storage. If I store my Resolve projects in iCloud, which I am doing now as kind of a workaround, they instantly update, my projects are syncing, I can stop working on my computer and go right to my iPad. It's as if they're purposely limiting the usability of third-party storage. And I say this because if there's a file I want on Dropbox and I want to make it available offline, I can hit download now, but the length of time that that folder will stay downloaded and stay updated, it really is inconsistent. Versus if I go to iCloud Drive and I try to make a folder available offline, you have the option to hit keep downloaded, which as it implies is going to keep it downloaded on your iPad. So yeah, this seems like a purposeful limitation that Apple has implemented in the iPad's Files app.